They stood motionless for centuries, gazing inland with unblinking eyes carved of stone, silent guardians of a forgotten world. But what if someone told you that one of these giants, weighing more than 10 elephants, had once walked across the island? It sounds impossible. And yet, that's exactly what the ancient people of Rapa Nui believed, and perhaps, what they achieved. Long before explorers arrived or maps marked this lonely speck in the Pacific, the islanders called their home Rapa Nui. To the outside world, it would become known as Easter Island, a name given by Dutch sailors who first sighted it on Easter Sunday in 1722. But the Rapa Nui people had already been there for centuries, carving their legacy in stone and soil, shaping one of the greatest archaeological enigmas the world has ever known. To an outsider, the Moai statues seem like lifeless monuments. But to the Rapa Nui, they were never just stone. They were Arina Ora Ada Tipuna, the living faces of the ancestors. Each statue was more than art. It was memory. Spiritual presence. An ancestral being brought back to life in stone, watching over their descendants with supernatural vigilance. The Moai were carved from the soft volcanic rock of a crater called Reino Raraku. Even now, the slopes of that quarry are littered with abandoned statues, half-carved figures frozen in time, some still attached to the stone bed from which they were being born. It's as if one day, suddenly, the tools were dropped, the work halted, and the island held its breath. But before the silence, there was mastery. Over 900 Moai were created. Some stood more than 30 feet tall. The largest, never completed, would have stretched nearly 70 feet and weighed 270 tons. Yet many of them were not left in the quarry. They were transported, sometimes over 11 miles across uneven terrain, with no wheels, no pulleys, no draft animals. Just stone, sweat, and belief. How? That question has echoed for centuries. Western archaeologists proposed theories of wooden sleds, log rollers, or massive teams dragging the statues horizontally. Some claimed the islanders deforested the entire island to move these statues, causing ecological collapse. But the Rapa Nui people had a different explanation. They said the Moai walked. To early anthropologists, this seemed like poetic metaphor. A cultural myth. Until a team of archaeologists in 2012 decided to take the idea literally. They constructed a replica statue, attached ropes, and coordinated a team to rock it side to side. With each careful sway, the statue shuffled forward, upright, stable, moving almost as if on its own. In a few hours, they moved it hundreds of feet. The ancient legend wasn't myth. It was engineering. But transportation was only part of the mystery. Why go through such monumental effort at all? What compelled a society to devote generations to carving and moving these silent sentinels? The answer may lie in their placement. The Moai were not randomly scattered. They were positioned on stone platforms called ahu, often near coastal villages, always facing inland, never toward the sea. And recent research revealed something remarkable. Many of these locations are close to underground freshwater sources. On an island where drinkable water is scarce, this couldn't be coincidence. It suggests that the Moai were more than ancestral markers. They were protectors of life, spiritual guardians watching over vital resources. And there's another element, something most people overlook. The Moai we see today appear as solemn, hollow-eyed heads. But that's not how they were originally meant to be seen. When a statue was completed and raised, its eyes were inserted, eyes made of white coral and red volcanic stone, giving them a piercing, almost supernatural stare. In that moment, it was believed the statue became alive. The spirit of the ancestor returned. From then on, it watched. This belief added immense power to the Moai. It wasn't just about honoring the dead. The statues were the ancestors, present among the living, guiding the people and sustaining the island's spiritual balance. In 1979, an archaeological team uncovered one of these coral eyes buried beneath a fallen statue. It was a breakthrough that transformed understanding of the Moai. With eyes in place, the statues no longer seemed passive or mute. They were full of intent, authority, presence. But even that wasn't the final secret. In more recent years, excavations revealed something even more astonishing. The heads that so many tourists photographed sticking out from grassy hills were, in fact, full-bodied statues buried over time. When researchers carefully removed the layers of sediment, they found torsos stretching down 20 or 30 feet, many decorated with intricate carvings. These markings, believed to be sacred symbols, told stories of the sea, the stars, and the cycles of life. And yet, for all this achievement, a shadow looms over the island's history. At some point, the carving stopped. The Moai were toppled. Villages were abandoned. The oral histories grew quiet. Why? Some blame deforestation. The theory goes that the Rapa Nui used up their resources, chopped down all the trees, and destroyed their environment in pursuit of monument building. But this narrative has been challenged. Other scholars suggest the islanders adapted and endured, and that the real devastation came later, with the arrival of outsiders. European contact brought disease, slavery, and colonial violence. Thousands of islanders were captured by slave raiders in the 1800s. Entire lineages were wiped out. Missionaries banned traditional beliefs. And in the end, only a fraction of the population, and their knowledge, survived. And yet, the Moai remained. Toppled, buried, weathered, but never forgotten. In recent decades, efforts have been made to restore them, to lift them back onto their platforms, to return their dignity. The Rapa Nui people today are reclaiming their history, fighting to preserve what's left of their sacred landscape and to share their truth with the world. Because the Moai are not just artifacts. They are questions carved in stone. How did they move? Why did they stop? What do they still have to teach us? Maybe that's why they hold us spellbound. They are reminders that great civilizations don't need skyscrapers or machines to achieve the extraordinary. That faith, memory, and determination can outlast time itself. As the wind whistles across the island and the sea crashes against volcanic cliffs, the Moai continue their silent vigil. Watching. Remembering. And maybe, just maybe, still walking. If the mystery of the Moai moved you, share your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think they were really for? And don't forget to explore our next video, where we dive into the chilling secrets of the ancient city buried beneath the jungle. What lies beneath might just rewrite history.